What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? The New York Knicks lose to the Golden State Warriors 114 to 102. Appreciate every single one of you tuning in tonight for another Knicks Nation post-game show. Smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, all that good stuff. Tough loss for you New York Knickerbockers as they lose 114 to 102. The New York Knicks and Steph Curry in the Garden just continued to be a disaster. I think he's only lost one time in the Garden going back to his college days. And the one time he lost was when he dropped like 50-something points. Pains me to watch him dance and, have fun on MSG. It just seems like a yearly tradition where he comes with the MSG, does his thing, and, the Knicks, wind up losing tonight. Look, Golden State, once again, appreciate every single one of you in here. I see you guys all in the chat. Golden State was on a back-to-back, which kind of made this game like, okay, Golden State's on a back-to-back. It started off slow. Knicks had a double-digit lead. It was like a back-and-forth affair. Then in that third quarter, Golden State really got more aggressive, really played their game. Jimmy Butler was going to the foul line a lot. Buddy Hield was balling out for them in the second half. That he had some good minutes with Steph Curry on the bench. On the Knicks side, Jalen Brunson had a good first half, okay second half. Just OG Anunoby was phenomenal tonight, I thought, from start to finish. Josh Hart was being dared to shoot all night long, and I was just watching the game. Like, look, if Josh Hart's afraid to shoot and he's not making anything, just put Deuce McBride in, Tom Thibodeau. Deuce McBride finally comes in with 2 minutes left with the starters. A little bit too late, Mr. Tom Thibodeau. But I thought Josh Hart, this was probably his worst game this season. Definitely his worst game this season. I thought Josh Hart didn't do anything productive tonight. Nothing productive tonight from Josh Hart. Nothing. When he was on the court, no productive minutes from Mr. Josh Hart. And look, the Knicks lose 114 to 102. No Karl Anthony Towns to start this game. Cat is dealing with some personal issues. So first and foremost, hope Karl Anthony Towns is okay. We hope to get him back soon. But Tom Thibodeau doesn't know if he's going to travel with the Knicks or whatnot. Knicks' next game is against the Lakers. So first and foremost, we hope that Karl Anthony Towns is okay. But yeah. This one sucked, man. This one sucked. Hit some of these comments. Appreciate every single one of you. Dis Rover, what's going on? Says Precious also lost the handles on a number of those. He's responding to somebody. Josh Skillful says, damn shame we are almost losing when we play on national television and marquee matchups. Loud and Clear, what's going on? Loud and Clear says, we need Josh to play better. Eddie says, inconsistent team. We threw this one away. Calm Night says Josh is injured, I think. Yeah, and Loud and Clear says Josh needs to start going to the basket more. He's way too hesitant, which leads to turnovers or traveling. Yeah, this was a bad game from Josh Hart. And when he's not decisive with the basketball, when he's not making quick decisions, when he's not making quick reads with the basketball, especially on offense, it's not gonna yield good results. 1 of 8 tonight from Josh Hart, all 4 from 3, 2 points. Minus 22 on the night for Josh Hart. Terrible night. And Golden State had a game plan to leave him open. I thought Tom Thibodeau should have put, Deuce McBride in the game to kind of open up the floor a little bit to even replace Josh Hart. I know he gave you the 8 rebounds, and McBride, he had 6 points, 2 of 7 from the field, 20 in 24 minutes. But I thought, Josh Hart just didn't give you anything. Precious Achiuwa, in that first half, yeah, he gave you 15 rebounds in the game. But in the first half, Precious just, nothing really productive. I even tweeted on the Knicks Nation page, like, Precious Achiuwa moves like his controller is disconnected mid-play. You're playing 2K and your controller disconnects. And sometimes Precious just stands there and just is not aggressive defensively or offensively. 3 rebounds for Precious in the first half, but it's just ugly stuff, except for OG Anunoby. I thought OG Anunoby, the positive sign out of tonight was OG Anunoby is back. He's phenomenal, and he's playing extremely well. And, the Knicks were feeding him 4-9 from 3, 29 points. He was gassed there in the fourth quarter in the late stages, but OG Anunoby has just been playing phenomenal these last 4 games, and that's a great sign for this New York Knicks team that OG is back, and he's playing great. But yeah, just the flow of this game is just weird. Look, Knicks went up double digits in the first half, and it's like you're sitting there like, okay, they're up at halftime, but the energy, the flow of this game just really wasn't there. How many assists did the Knicks have tonight? Let's go to this box score. 26-6 as a team. Brunson, I thought, first half was great. JB in the first half was phenomenal. Second half came around and, Golden State was trapping him a lot, throwing a lot of stuff at him a lot, getting the ball out of his hands early in the shot clock. And, he struggled. Second half, he wasn't the same as in the first half. Good Mitchell Robinson minutes, 15 minutes on that strict minute restriction. OG phenomenal. Yeah. Mikal had the let's get to these comments before we talk about Mikal Bridges, man. Let's get to some of these comments, man. Appreciate every single one of you in here. Once again, Knicks lose 114-102 on this Tuesday evening to the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry continues to win in Madison Square Garden. And, no Karl-Anthony Towns again, but I feel like the Knicks could have found different ways to win this game in the second half and, just couldn't overcome, a Warriors team who, frankly, has been playing well, but they were on a back-to-back, and they just, in the second half, which is weird, they just were the more energized team. They were playing as a team. They were playing as a unit. They're playing great. And on a second night of a back-to-back on a veteran team, with a veteran team like that, that's impressive stuff from Golden State. And the Knicks just, you had poor play from Josh Hart. You're not, what did you shoot from 3 tonight? 8 of 33 from 3 tonight from the New York Knicks. 1 of 5 from Bridges. 1 of 7 from Mikal. Whew. Hit some of these comments. Eddie says, yes, tough loss. Calm Knight says our offense was just BS. What's going on, Calm Knight? Appreciate you. TA says we miss a shot. They rebound and go score or get the whistle. No offensive rebounds, no defense. Calm Knight says Josh is injured, I think. I don't think he's injured. Had a rough fall in Miami, but I don't think he's injured. Tony says McBride only played 24 minutes, 4 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, 6 points for Deuce McBride. Yeah. Thought you could have got him in the game more, especially replacing those Josh Hart minutes. Thibs went to the Deuce McBride lineups with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you're sitting there like, all right, it's too late, right? It's too late for that to happen. Landry Shamet has been playing better. It's good to see him come in and, hit some shots. He has been playing better. But still. And a lot of these threes that the Knicks missed tonight were open. And to be quite frank, Golden State, what do they shoot? 35% from 3. They were shooting poorly in the first half from 3. And in the second half, they shot extremely better in the second half. I'm going to pull up the second half numbers from 3 really quick. But the Knicks Golden State was just missing wide open threes in the first half. Knicks were getting lucky on that front. But in the second half, they started to get going. And obviously, Steph Curry started to get going. But I just want to see Golden State's threes in the second half, if I can find that. Yeah, so Golden State in that third quarter were 4-9 from 3. In the fourth quarter, they were 4-5 from 3. So they were 8 of 11 from 3 in the second half. No, my math is totally wrong. 8 of 14 from 3 in the second half. So that's the difference. That's the difference right there. And yeah. This one sucked, man. Isaiah, what's going on? Appreciate you, Isaiah. We're trying to stay positive lately, but, man, it's getting harder and harder each game to defend Bridges. I'm getting tired of doing it, man. All right, let's get to Mikal. So Mikal Bridges had the Curry assignment. I thought he in the first half he was played really well on Steph Curry. Obviously, he's Steph Curry. I mean, you're not. I mean, he's a stud. He's a superstar. He's a legend. First ballot Hall of Famer. He's Steph Curry. I thought Mikal did a solid job on Mikal Bridges, but I think in the first half, Mikal Bridges, I think he only attempted. Sorry, I know this is like, yeah. In the first half, Bridges had 5 field goal attempts in the first half. Just seems like the Knicks are struggling offensively to get him going, right? Seems like the New York Knicks are struggling to get Mikal Bridges involved in the offense. And some of that's coaching. Most of that's Mikal. Most of that's Mikal Bridges needs to be aggressive. I know he had 15 attempts today, but fourth quarter, I thought he had a good sequence in the third quarter. He had a good closeout to the third quarter, and then he came out. But, yeah, you just, look, 7 of 15 and 1 of 5 from 3. It's the three-pointers that are kind of concerning me because most of these threes are open. Like, most of these threes that Mikal attempts are open, and he needs to hit those. Once again, Mikal Bridges is shooting pretty much a career low from 3 this season. Other than his rookie year, where he shot, I think, 35, 34%, he's not shooting well from 3 this year. And Mikal just needs to hit his open threes. And right now, he's just not. And that's an issue. That's an issue. I mean, we're 61 games into the season. He's still not getting to the foul line, still not being aggressive, but he just doesn't want to bang down there. He just doesn't want to, like Jimmy Butler, I think in the second half, started to get to the free throw line. And when he got acquired from Golden State, he leads the team in free throw attempts. 7 of 9 from the free throw line. Mikal needs to get to the line if he's not going to be within the flow of the offense. He needs to get to the line, needs to get going, and maybe that'll give him confidence to knock down those open threes. Just needs to be more aggressive. And I'm trying to be, nice because he had the Curry assignment. And it's a trend, though. It's a trend. Isaiah says Thibs is the primary reason we lost. Someone in the front office needs to make him nervous. I wouldn't say that. I think the mistake he did make was not putting in Deuce, replacing, Josh Hart with Deuce, and just noticing that, look, the Knicks were in a tough spot because no Karl Anthony Towns and your only big is Mitchell Robinson, right? And Precious Achiuwa in the first half I thought was terrible. The majority of this game, he was like, whatever. He even attempted his corner 3, just way off. I think Precious is another one who just loses rebounds. And, I know he had, 15 boards today, 8 points. But you guys know what I mean. You guys are watching the games with Precious. Sometimes he just looks like he's not engaged. And, especially in that first half, just a lot of nonchalant stuff from him. And, hey, but I'm not sitting here bashing Precious. I just thought the energy from this game from, in the second half especially was just not where the Knicks wanted it to be. Not where the Knicks wanted it to be. Knicks lose 114-102 to the Golden State Warriors. Appreciate every single one of you guys in here. Once again, got the Discord ready to go. We'll take your calls a little later in the post game. Discord link is pinged up in the chat. Steph Curry continues to dominate this team, ladies and gentlemen. And all you can do is just shake your head and just appreciate greatness, I guess. But, Knicks are coming off a good week, great weekend. Great week, great win in Miami, great win in Memphis. And then you get this, cat news before the game that kind of look, I hope Cat is okay, or I hope that, whether if it's his girlfriend or his family, all I know is Jordan Woods, his girlfriend, tweeted F cancer right after the game started. Jordan Woods, Karl Anthony Towns' girlfriend, said F cancer. So somebody in Cat's circle, I would assume, has cancer, and that you never want to hear. And prayers up for that. That is not a good situation at all. So I just hope that Karl-Anthony Towns and his family are doing okay. But I think Karl-Anthony Towns' dad was at the game. So, but you just hope that everything, you hope for the best regarding that situation. So, look, it was a shell shock that Karl-Anthony Towns was just out for, personal reasons. I think he was questionable yesterday. And they're shorthanded. They really don't have a center. Precious isn't giving them anything. So, this team, in the first half, they played well. Second half, they just let go of the rope. And when you have Steph playing like that, he didn't really even dominate this game. It's just the timely stuff. And when you miss timely threes, it's like a snowball effect in that second half. Then that's why this Knicks team lost this game. So, yeah, it sucked, man. It sucked. Loud and Clear says Cat is a lot better on the offensive pick and roll with Brunson than Mitch and Precious. Yeah, look, that's for sure. That's for sure, Loud and Clear. And, especially Precious, man. I mean, some of the boneheaded stuff he just does. And once again, I'm not trying to bash him, but, it's just a tough watch at times. But for what we ask him to do, he does a solid job. Michael says we should have kept Sims. We have no big depth, and DeLon Wright is doing nothing for this team. A-Level says stop blaming Mikal. Josh only had 2 points tonight. If he scores at least 15 points, we win. A-Level, you must have just hopped in here. Said Josh Hart had a terrible game, sir. Or, if you're a female. Said Josh Hart had a terrible game. One of Josh Hart's worst games of the season. Probably worst game as a Knick? It's up there. It's a bad game from Josh Hart. Jabroni says Precious looks like he's playing volleyball sometimes. What's going on, Jabroni? Robert says that's the whole team. They have a bad habit of not being engaged. It's not just Precious. Yeah, agree. Bad habit of not being engaged, especially in that second half. And, when you have Steph Curry in here and the Warriors starting to get to the line, I thought Buddy Hield in that second half gave him good minutes. Butler got to the free throw line in that second half, and it was all she wrote. But once again, Anunoby was dominating this game, guys. There was a point, especially in that fourth quarter, when I'm sitting there like, wow, man. Like, Anunoby looks great. He looks fresh. He looks in shape. Looks like he shed some pounds. Dominating. From start to finish, OG Anunoby was dominating this game, and he just, essentially kind of just ran out of gas. He was huffing and puffing, but he was doing his all to try to get this Knicks team back in this game. And there was a sequence when the Knicks tried to grab a rebound. The ball was like bouncing. Mikal had an open look from the top of the key. This was in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter. Then he jumped past, faked to OG Anunoby, and OG tried to get it to Hart, and then just lost the ball out of bounds. Just stuff like that, Sometimes Mikal, speaking of Mikal, right? Sometimes Mikal Bridges just tries to make the perfect play. Just seems like Mikal Bridges all the time just tries to make the perfect play for this basketball club. And I'm not knocking it. But it seems like he doesn't want to make a mistake. Right? It just seems like he doesn't want to make a mistake. And to me, I think at times he needs to just find the balance. And I think he's the one person who struggles with that right now. He tries to make the perfect play, tries to make the perfect pass, tries to make the extra pass. And granted, even in the Heat game, he wasn't scoring that much, but he had 8 assists in that game. But I just think at times we need Mikal to go to the basket, go to work, take over a few possessions. Like we saw in Brooklyn where he just dominated a few possessions and he would just look like a stud. Sometimes we need spurts like that from Mikal, like 2-minute spurts. Just go to the basket, dominate, draw a foul. But, that's just hasn't been in his game this season in his nature. And yeah. Oh, man, Knicks lose 114-102. Appreciate every single one of you in here rocking with me after a Knicks loss on this Tuesday evening, March 4th. Knicks fall to 40-21 on the season, still in a good spot in the Eastern Conference. No Karl-Anthony Towns again. Just trying to catch up on your comments. A-Level says, again, the opposing team stays with punching distance and deliver the knockout blow when we collapse in the second half. Yeah, and the crazy thing is, look, you really haven't seen that, especially this weekend, right? The Knicks were the team going down. It's kind of like the opposite this weekend. The Knicks were going down big, and then they fought their way back, and then they ultimately won in crunch time. And, you know, today the Knicks were up in the first half, and in the second half they just let go of the rope. Third quarter especially, I thought that was a big third quarter for the Golden State Warriors. They shot extremely well, and they outscored the Knicks 35-26 in that third quarter. Second half, 32-21 in the fourth quarter. Really locked down in the second half. So, El Figgy says, stop hitting the panic button, guys. We didn't have Cat. Josh had an uncharacteristically bad game. We'll get it. I know Jalen doesn't like the feeling of losing. Let's keep the faith. Love the faith, El Figgy. Appreciate you in here as always. Kevin says, the only thing consistent tonight, plus minus negative ACC. What's going on, Kevin? Tony says, Draymond was doing a great job boxing out Mitch when he was in. Yeah, he was. And, you know, Draymond's a very smart, savvy player. I think he had dirty play on Josh Hart, by the way, when he dove for the loose ball. I think he just dove at Josh Hart's legs, in my opinion, on the fast break. And, you know, it was play on after that. But Draymond Green that's the game plan. You know, Mitch Robinson's a great offensive rebounder. And Mitch still finished with 4 offensive rebounds for this Knicks team, right? 5 boards, 7 points, 15 minutes from Mitchell Robinson. Once again, on that minute restriction. But, you know, Jalen, I thought, was phenomenal in the first half. Second half, Golden State made adjustments to kind of shut his water off. Campaign was okay. Landry Shamet consistently starting to get going. Deuce McBride, 6 points tonight, 5 assists, 4 boards for McBride. In-game adjustments, you know. Tibbs finally went to Deuce with the starters with 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. And by then, it was too late. By then, too late. Too little, too late. Because, look, Josh Hart, you leave Josh Hart in there expecting him to snap out of it because, you know, he can snap out of it at any given moment. But when you have Josh Hart on the floor, and a lot of times, like I'll probably go through the tape, but a lot of times he was being left open, sagging. They're sagging off of Josh Hart. They're by the free throw line, daring him to shoot the basketball. And what we've seen this season is Josh Hart. Sometimes he makes quick decisions, shoots, makes the shots. Tonight, indecisive, 0-4 from 3, 1 of 8 from the field. Bad game. So that's how you only score 102 points. Right there. So hit him up, says Warriors just came off a back-to-back. Enough of the excuses. Also said that, hit him up. What's going on, hit him up? Yeah, Warriors on a back-to-back. Tony says Mitch Towns, OG Deuce Brunson will win you like 14 games out of the games left for the year. You talk about that starting lineup. Yeah, we talked about that starting lineup during the last post game. That was kind of a discussion that we got into. But Disrover, let's get to Disrover's comment. What did Disrover say? I'm trying to see what Disrover set up in the chat. Because Loud and Clear says, bro, underrated statement. It's Cam and Mikal's first year here, and Cam plays freely and with swagger. We'll love to see him out there with Mikal more. Yeah, it's just, there was a play today where Mikal Bridges caught an alley-oop from Jalen Brunson. And I'm watching Mikal, and he did the too small. Like, he went to the ground and did the too small. to whoever was trying to defend him. And we've seen that early on in the year where Mikal Bridges is, doing his little dance. But lately you really haven't seen that stuff, right? Like OG has the swag back. The aura is back for OG Anunoby. Like he got swag right now. OG's playing amazing basketball. But with Kel, it just seems like things are tight. Like he doesn't want to do anything wrong. He doesn't want to make a mistake. He wants to make the perfect play. On every play, he wants to make the perfect play. And he just struggles deviating from that. And once he he has had great games this year, but once he finds the consistency within this offense, I think, that can really get him going and unlock this offense even more. But at just times, he just struggles with, just play free, bro. Just play freely, relax. And the issue is he's not making his open threes. So when he's hitting his shots, that's when you see the swag come. That's when you see him doing his little 3-point dance, his little celly. But lately, everything has been tight for Mikal. And the body language, right? Just notice them things. I'm not a body language expert. I'm not. But, he'll be fine, though, man. He'll be fine. Loud and Clear says, OG with the untucked jersey is a problem. Yes, sir. OG has been rocking that untucked jersey, and it just seems like lately it's been working. I don't know if he feels freely when he shoots jumpers now. I don't know if he feels, better when he's shooting with the untucked jersey. It's not as tight. But yeah, I've noticed that too, and he's just been awesome, man. And look, it's a hiccup in the road. It's a hiccup. Right? There are some things that obviously we need to be corrected. But, I really wanted Cat to be in this game, and unfortunately he wasn't. But then again, there's no excuses in this league. You still had your opportunities to win, and you still should have won. But I just think in the second half, the Knicks just got outclassed. They just got outplayed. And the Warriors bring in Jimmy Butler. They played a great second half, and the Knicks just couldn't match it. Knicks couldn't match their energy in the second half. They adjusted, and the Knicks just couldn't. The one, if you're not hitting your shots, it's not going to help. Like, if you're not going to hit your open shots, it's not going to help you in trying to claw your way back in a game. And the Knicks did in that fourth, and then all of a sudden, there was a point in the game where, I think in the fourth quarter, I wrote it down, Knicks didn't score for about 4 to 5 minutes in that fourth quarter. Knicks went a stretch where they didn't score for about 4 to 5 minutes in that fourth quarter. And that was the game. That was the game. Right? Hit him up, says bring up TJ Warren, man. Hit him up. TJ Warren, nice player. But today would have been a nice game to, if you would have signed Moses Brown to, one of those 10 days, just throw him in there, right? You're down a big, throw Moses Brown in there. See what you got, young. See what you got. But, the Knicks filled up they signed their two days, and they still have a spot open to sign for the rest of the regular season. So we shall see who that could be. Could be one of the two ways, or it could be someone else. So we just have to wait and see for that. But yeah. Michael says, what's up with us doing nothing and waiting till 5 seconds left on the shot clock to start playing? Good observation, Michael. Yeah. Especially in that first half. Look, the Knicks were up in the first half, but it just seemed like offensively they were still struggling to find their rhythm. And it's guys being passive. Hart, Mikal, once again, just wanting to have the perfect play. And you see time after time again, this basketball club, 5 seconds left in the shot clock, and guys are forcing things. I think Mikal at least could have had at least 3 or 4 more field goal attempts tonight. But again, he wants to make the extra pass. He wants to make look, if he's not open, he's going to pass. And it's the right thing to do. But I think at times this Knicks team offensively, once they get thrown off their first or second read, they struggle to kind of get back in things, and they kind of like panic a little bit. Right. And when you don't have Cat out there, and Josh Hart shooting like that. So you already have Josh Hart not shooting well and Mitchell Robinson out there. Those are two guys that are not shooters. So teams are going to feast off of that. Oh, man. Knicks and Steph Curry and MSG. Just can't get it right, man. Can't get it right. Tony says Brunson 4 turnovers at key moments. Brunson finished the game with 3 turnovers. Second half, Warriors did a great job adjusting and getting him, kind of throwing him off a little bit. Brunson 25 and 7. First half, he had a great first half. He was on his way to having a great game. Look, still finished with 25 and 7, 1 of 7 from 3. Look, Nick shot 24% from 3 tonight, guys. It's gonna be tough, man. I mean, 1 of 9 from Josh Hart and Mikal Bridges. And 2 of 16 from Brunson, Hart, and Bridges from 3. You shoot poorly, you're not gonna win. So 8 of 33 as a team, as a unit from 3 tonight. It's not great. 44% from the field, and Golden State, 48% from the field, 35% from 3, 78% from the line. Loud and Clear says, will Mikal be better off coming off the bench and running the second unit? I think so. Loud and Clear bringing the conversation back. I'm going to say it again. I think it's just optically it wouldn't look right. It wouldn't look good for Mikal to just, if the Knicks just go that route. I don't think they will, 1. And 2, I don't think it'll benefit him. I don't. Personally, I don't. I know Tony's been in here, clamoring for that idea. And I respect it. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Like, I respect it. But I don't think we're just ever going to see that. Because if this Knicks front office has a vision, and if this front office wants this core to rock for 3 to 4 years, midway through the first year, you're going to deviate and put Mikal on the bench and break his confidence. I don't see them doing that. I don't. It's intriguing. It is. But I don't see them doing that. I don't. Not in year 1. Not in year 1. This Rover says, screw it, put the line right in there. Maybe he would have done something. Look, Landry Shamet's been playing okay, guys. I mean, okay. Better. Shoulders feeling better for Mr. Landry Shamet. Shoulders feeling better. TA says, I'm not going in on Josh. He does a lot just about every night. Precious OG Mikal Deuce have been a circus act all season long. OG starting to get it going. Mikal up and down. Deuce has had a great weekend for the New York Knicks team. Precious has been up and down all season long. Josh has been rock solid. So a bad game for Mr. Josh Hart. That's all. I mean, you move on because Hart, what he's been capable of all season long, and he's been having a career season for the majority part of the season for the New York Knicks. But it's just if when he's indecisive and when he's not hitting his threes, this is what it looks like. Isaiah says, man, I do feel like Mikal's mental health is starting to make him decline. I hope he gets it together. Look, I don't know about that, Isaiah, but, all we can do is we hope that, honestly, it's his first year. So I want to see how it really looks like in the playoffs. Because, if in the playoffs, if this dude is playing poorly, or if this guy keeps deviating, or if he's not being aggressive, or, he's going to get killed. I mean, he's going to get killed. It's New York. He's going to get killed. You got people already questioning the trade. Already. On March 4th. Already questioning the Mikal Bridges trade. But, look, if you're in the Knicks front office, let's just pretend like I'm Leon Rose in the front office. You're looking at this like, look, it's year one. Really want to see how it looks down the stretch. You really want to see how it looks in the playoffs. Because you really don't get that Nova connection, right? You're really not hearing about the Nova connection anymore. The Nova boys. I don't even think I've heard that all season long. Like when Dante was here, you were hearing a lot about that. Like that's the Nova connection. This year, these guys played college together, and look, the thing is, you're implementing Karl-Anthony Towns in this offense too, and Mikal's he's the last one in the starting five to find himself. He is, and sometimes that happens. It's year one. I know it's a boring thing to say. It is. It's a boring thing to say. It's year one. Let's see how it looks in the playoffs. Has he had great? Has there been more good than bad this season? What do you guys think? Has there been more good than bad, or has there been more meh than good? I think he's been okay. I think he's been like, I wouldn't say underwhelming. I would just say like he's been fine. Like he's been fine. He's been fine. And I think a lot of people, including myself, wanted more. They wanted him to be great, be a great third option for this basketball club. And right now, what you're seeing is the third option right now, currently, is OG Anunoby. He's playing phenomenal. There's only one basketball. So, the guys will get it together. Isaiah says, like I said before, I'm going Mikal to playoffs and the next season, that's it. That's all you're giving him. Loud and Clear says, we lost that Nova swag with Dante. Isaiah says, Nova connection died with the big Ragu left. I think that's when the fans stopped talking about it. Yeah. When Dante was here all year, it was a Nova connection, Nova swag, Nova boys. You don't hear that anymore. And look, it's just a saying. I mean, but, you know, at the same time, the Knicks are 40. You look at it, and the Knicks are 40-21. They have a better record now than this point of the season than they did last year. So it's a one-off, man. It's this West Coast trip for this Knicks team coming up. It's gonna be important, man. And we don't know the situation with Karl-Anthony Towns. We don't. Do we have anyone in the Discord? Yeah, we got Sequeezy and Yuri in the Discord. All right, let's get to Sequeezy and Yuri in the Discord before we get to the schedule. Give me a second. Let's go to Sequeezy first. All right. Yuri, let's put yourself on mute. Let's go to Sequeezy first in the Discord. Sequeezy.
Got it.
Sequeezy, what's going on? What you got?
Oh, you give me a moment, I ain't gonna lie.
What happened?
I'll be right back. You
Okay.
give me a moment, I'll be right back. So
All
you
right,
can let
Yuri.
somebody go first.
All right, Yuri, what you got?
Obviously, bad game from Josh Hart. Stunk up the bed.
Yuri, you
I'm
having
more pissed off.
a post-game snack, Yuri? What's going on?
Yes, I am. My bad. I gotta bring the good vibes in the chat.
Come on,
No, I'm not stress eating.
You stress eating, man?
Nah, never.
All right, go ahead. What you got?
Never. Obviously, bad loss. I wouldn't even call it a bad loss. I would call it a good loss. I like the 3-point defense with Mitch on the court. What I didn't like was the cuts that they were doing every time. So
Yeah.
I'm not hitting the panic button yet. You're 40-21.
Yeah.
You got a West Coast trip coming up. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not watching these games. I'm too old to, you know, even stay up anymore. Like I started working at an internship and my ass is just tired at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. East Coast late games, man.
But I'm not hitting the panic button yet. We're 40-21 right now. We got a good solid lead on the third East. I'm gonna chalk this up as a nothing burger loss because we didn't have Cat.
Yeah.
And I whatever happens with Cat, I do send my prayers to him. You know what I mean? So that's what sucked.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Mikal. Because I'm not gonna get mad about it. I did like the defense from him. I just need him to be more aggressive on his shots. Like I get
That's
it, you
all.
want to keep the ball movement, but if you got an open shot, you gotta take it.
Yeah,
You
he
know,
wants to have that perfect play all the time, and I get it, but he just needs to be just relax a little bit. Yuri, appreciate the call. All right, let's go to El Figgy. What's going on, El Figgy? What you got tonight? Welcome to the Knicks Nation Live post-game show. Ladies and gentlemen, you can hit the Discord and call into the show. El Figgy, you there?
Yes, I'm here. What's going on, Knicks Nation?
What's up?
First things first, I don't think this is the iceberg into the Titanic. I think everybody needs to relax, take a beat. Let's all just catch our breaths. I don't think this is the end of the world as it is. I think that we need to look at it. There's some good here. It's not all bad. Josh had a bad night. I think he gets a pass. I think
Yeah.
he's earned that pass.
Yeah.
I think Jalen just couldn't figure out how to get a shot off. Again, that's not like him. That's not like Jalen. Jalen is, Captain Clutch out there making things happen when nothing else is going down. He finds a way. Tonight he couldn't. They had his number. It happens. It's going to happen. It's going to happen if we're against any team in a 7-game series. It's going to happen. So we need to, I want to say the good in all this is obviously OG's back.
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy we paid, $212 for. He's back. He looks like himself. I mean, in the last couple games, I think he actually is looking the best he's ever looked. It's a shame we can't win on a night that he's playing so. It's a shame that what's disappointing is we can't bring it all together on a night when OG's playing that great.
Yeah. Yeah, he tried to get this Knicks team back in the game too. And he just ran out of gas. There's only so much he could do. Shout out to OG.
100%. 100%. And look, prayers to Kat. I hope it's nothing serious there with his family, his friends, his loved ones, nothing, happening in his circle of people. He'll be back. People in the chat are saying, "Oh, well, with Kat, we would have lost by even more." Come on, man. There's nobody that's going to sit there and say we're worse when Karl Anthony Towns is on the court. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's just be serious. The man is out there playing every night with a chipped thumb, banged up knees, not getting foul calls, getting mugged under the basket, and he's still out there. He still puts up 19 points, 15 rebounds. We're never going to be better without him. Our best ball games are always going to be with him. So let's look at the positive. OG's back. I think that we brought it in close. I think our bench in the first half outscored their bench. That's positive. I mean, let's look at some of the good things that are happening.
Yeah.
It's not all gloom and doom. Let's look forward to, this is in the rear view. Let's look forward to LA. Let's go Knicks. Let's, stop with all the drama.
Let's go. I'll figure. Appreciate the call. Bring the positive vibes in here. Yeah. One off. Tough game. Tough loss for this New York Knicks team. A lot of positives, a lot of negatives. But, I mean, we move on to LA. Now we have a tough West Coast trip. Dis Rover. First time calling in. What's going on, Dis Rover? What you got?
All right, what's going on, Ant? All right, I'm coming on just because Loud and Clear cyber bullied me into coming on to the show. All right, so I'll give shout outs to him, Yuri, Sequeezy, El Figgy, Tony, Donald, Goofy, Mickey.
Damn, they
Daisy,
cyber bullied you into coming on?
All right,
Wait, no,
calling-
wait, hey,
all right.
I'm innocent in this. Don't start.
I want to say congratulations to losing to a team who are just card-carrying members of AARP.
Oh man.
Damn, that's brutal. Not for nothing.
Absolute retirement home Golden State Warriors. However, this is not all on the players. Josh, they're terrible. We know that.
Yeah.
But the fact that Tibbs continues. Oh, wait, hold on. Precious got the rebounds tonight, right? Obviously. That's what we need from our five. But Tibbs continuing to put Josh and Precious together on the court.
How many minutes did they
drives
play
me
together on the
insane.
court tonight?
I can't
I wanna say
recall,
like
but
10, 15. Yeah, but
10
yeah, I
fit
mean that's
the
a
worst 10
recipe.
to 15
That's the spacing with that lineup is
It's
not
horrible.
gonna, it's not going to be positive.
I feel like Josh hasn't been doing that great post All-Star break. I'm just gonna say that. I feel like his physical toes have left the sand, but his spirit is still there. And his 3-point percentage has also evaporated since last year. Coming into 2025, gone. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe it's the knee. Who knows? But I really wanted to get it. I really wanted to get it back together, you know. But
Yeah,
I
Hart is
agree with
shooting
Yuri,
33% from 3 this year. Better than last year, but we know Josh Hart not to be a great 3-point shooter. So, and teams are realizing that. They're recognizing that, and they're leaving him open. So
yeah, he's doing the pump fake above the break, top of the key. Ain't nobody falling for that. It's like, go ahead, shoot it. I dare you.
yeah,
I think lately he's been sub 25%. Last year, in the 2024, 40%. If he was throwing it up, it was probably going in. Now, can't buy a bucket.
yeah. Look, I gotta go deep into the numbers. Obviously, look at his numbers and his heat map, but yeah, it's not great for, especially after like you said, even after the All-Star break, he was dealing with a knee situation, so that could be bothering him. Again, no excuses. He's out there playing, but appreciate the call, Dis Rover. Hope to get you tuned in.
One last thing,
Go
I
ahead.
do agree with Figgy and Yuri. We just put it out of our minds. You know, we just over to LA.
Yeah.
Just hopefully Luka Magic and LeBron don't absolutely smoke us.
You know, the funny
Hopefully.
thing is, if the New York Knicks were in the Western Conference, they would be the number 2 seed.
Oh yeah.
The Knicks have a better record than the Lakers, and everyone's praising the Lakers right now. But I'm just saying, the Knicks in the Western Conference, they would have the 2 seed, the big bad Western Conference. So, yeah, but it's gonna be a tough game. Appreciate
and all
the
the
call.
best to Cat, obviously. All the best to him.
Yeah, exactly. Appreciate the call, Dis Rover. As always, thank you for the support. Thank you for hopping in the Discord, guys. Cyberbullied
Thank you
you.
for having me on. I appreciate it.
No problem. Say Queasy.
Objection.
What's going on? Say, Yuri, let the people talk, please.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Rough L today. I ain't gonna lie. We usually never say this, but Josh Hart sold today. He sold. They was treating him like Ben Simmons, and he ain't make them pay. Cause even on fast breaks, I think when they said it was a travel, I thought he should have took that to the rim or be aggressive. Because I feel like it was Precious in the paint. So if the big man jumped, you got Precious wide open for a pass. And then most likely Josh Hart always make layups through contact. So I believe he would have made that if he would have just went up. But he was just in his head. I thought Tibbs should have played McBride more after he been having good games. I thought McBride should have been out there. And then Precious, if you're looking at his stats, it looked good, but I don't know. He was like a little butterfinger sometimes. I'm like, yo, how you didn't catch that rebound?
Yeah.
It was like some plays I was like iffy about.
His controller
Like,
dies.
OG
His controller dies too many times.
Yeah, it was like he was like kind of lazy. I don't know if in the last game he like, yo, I ain't played, so guess what?
There was even a play in the first half where Mikal try to point him to go switch on Curry, and he was just standing there like, nah, I'm not doing that. And Mikal had to fight over the screen, and
Yeah, OG been playing good. He's been playing different. Like, I don't know if he worked on his handles, but when he did that crossover, I was like, oh, okay, he got a little bag. It was a little fast crossover. He got to the rim. I like to see OG been playing good. And then Mikal, he ain't have a terrible game, but it's just like some moments I'd be like, come on, man. Like, I think in the fourth, I think he had a switch with Curry and Brunson was passing him the ball. And he went from like the rim all the way to the free throw line and took the free throw shot and missed. I'm like, come on, man. You could post up Curry. And then another play when Green was in the post. I don't know who was guarding him. I think it was Precious. I thought they should have like stepped off of him the same way they was doing to Josh Hart. They was giving Josh Hart space, and he would look around or shoot a three and miss. But they didn't do the same thing to Draymond Green because I think he only took 1 3. And it was probably because it was like 4 seconds left and he had to shoot. But outside of that, he was just passing the ball. Because when he was in the post, I was like, yo, watch out for the screens, back up, help. Because that's all he's going to do. He's just going to pass the ball. And that play worked every time. But hopefully we can get the W against the Lakers. And the only concern I have is like today Brunson didn't have it, but my thing is who's gonna help? Like OG helped, but in the playoffs it was DiVincenzo. Like if they threw a double team, DiVincenzo, he'll pass it DiVincenzo, and DiVincenzo will always hit that big three.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Bridges
is not doing what Devo did, and he's taller than Devo, but not physical. So it's like it confuses me. Like if he was more physical, get fouls. Like the days your shots is off.
Yeah.
You go to the free throw line, you could get him rhythm, but he doesn't do that.
It's a good observation, man. It's like he's 6'8", 6'7", and Devo was just more physical than Mikal, and you know that's. And I hope he can snap out of it. I really do. And like you said, it's not like he had a bad game, but you just would like some more, right? So.
Yeah, because Devo was not a person that get like 20 free throws. He'd get like 4. Or 5. Mikal barely get any. Like he probably get 1 free throw every 7-10 games.
Yep.
But that's all I gotta say.
Appreciate the call, say Queasy. All right, I see we have Sora 2K. What's going on? Welcome to the Knicks Nation post-game show. Please unmute yourself.
What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. How are you? What you got?
Yeah, I've been going off the deep row, man, about Mikal. I get a little too mad, but I feel like like you said, he's been having a roller coaster of a year. And I think Sinquizzi was right, though. You know, he's taller than, Devo, but not attacking the rim as much. Maybe my expectations is just a little too high on him. Because I know at the end of the day he's a, role player, but I believe he can be more. That's why I just get super pissed, when he's not playing, good.
Hey, I don't think your expectations are too high because the Knicks spent 5 first-round draft picks on him. So you really expected him to come in here and give you more, but he's been okay. He hasn't been bad. He's been okay.
Yeah, and also I think it's the month of December too. I think when he played, that month really good. I think that's what boosted me even more to be like, man, this guy's really here.
Yep,
he's really here. And then when he had that 42-point game in December, I was like, oh my god, I was like losing. I'm like, yes, and then I was just downhill again. I just hope he can get back to somewhat similar, man. That's it. That's all I got to say.
Appreciate the calls, sir. Appreciate the calls from everyone tonight on the Knicks Nation post-game show. Yeah, look, that's the beauty. That's the thing with Mikal, right? The month of December, like Sora said, was awesome. But it's just been in spurts. It's been inconsistent. And he'll get there, hopefully. He got to. I hope he'll get there. He will. Because that month of December, like Sora said, was awesome. Was incredible. All right, let me appreciate the calls once again. Those of you in the chat, you got up in the Discord, call in, whatever. Everyone has a voice on the Knicks Nation post-game show. Hit some of these comments. Tough loss. 102, 114. Tony says Lakers defense is great. Lakers are playing great. Lakers are playing great. Luka has changed that team. and for good reason. I mean, just he's changed that team, and they've been playing great. They're number 2 in the Western Conference. But what am I doing here? Let's go to the Knicks schedule. I'm trying to pull up the Knicks schedule. Excuse me. Tony says, and what team will be a good first-round matchup for us playoffs? I'm curious of your thoughts. I'll get to that comment in a second, Yuri. But I mean Tony, excuse me. Thursday at Lakers, Friday at Clippers. Back-to-back against the Lakers and Clippers. Sacramento, Portland, 10 p.m. starts. I'm telling you this right now, guys. I probably won't be on the post games. I probably do. I know we're doing something Thursday during the day with me and LV live, but post games are going to be at 12:30 a.m. I'll probably do like a little recap the next day because that is too late for me. So once again, appreciate you rocking with me. But look, Lakers, tough matchup, tough opponent, and they came into MSG and beat you. And you want some revenge, but the Cat situation is up in the air now. You don't know whether you're going to have him or not. Hopefully you do. But if you're not, you're going to need pretty much contributions from everyone. You're going to need OG and Brunson to do their thing. I'm not worried about them. Mikal to do his thing. Deuce to do his thing. You're going to need contributions from everyone. So West Coast trip. Was this 5-game West Coast trip coming up for this New York Knicks team? Lakers, Clippers, Sacramento, Portland, Golden State. I brought it up earlier. I said if this New York Knicks team was in the Western Conference, they would be the number 2 seed. It's crazy. Lakers are 38-21. Knicks are 40-21. So Tony said what first round matchup would be a good first round matchup for the New York Knicks? I would still say Detroit. And I know Detroit's playing extremely well this year. And, JB Bickerstaff has them playing extremely well. And Detroit has given us problems this year, so I know it sounds crazy. But I would still say Detroit. I would say Detroit. They're young, they're inexperienced, but they're still dangerous. Because right now you're picking between Indiana or Milwaukee. I would say Detroit. Right now. I think if you were to give, I think I would go Detroit, then I would go Indiana, and then I would go Milwaukee. Because Milwaukee will have the best player in that series. Detroit, you have the best player, you have the better team, you should handle them. But again, all of those matchups pose problems, but this New York Knicks team, the way they're built, they should win one round. Because if they don't, then that's a problem. That's a problem. But I would go Detroit. Tony says, Ant, pull up the loss versus the Lakers stats. Look at the performance of Towns' numbers. Yeah, I remember. Look, OG was balling out in that game, remember, versus the Lakers. OG Anunoby was balling out in that game, and then he got hurt, right? And then after that, the New York Knicks really didn't find their footing. They were defensively, they were terrible. And JJ Redick just put on a coaching clinic over Tom Thibodeau. LeBron James is 33-12. He's 40 years old doing this crap. It's unreal. Max Christie was no longer on the Lakers. Austin Reeves is hurt, so I don't know if he's going to be available for that game. But yeah, they posed a problem. They got Luka, so it's a whole different team. Not a whole different team, but it's different. But in that game, I thought the Knicks got, JJ Redick was running circles over our coach. Made it difficult for Brunson. Cat 3-12 from the field, didn't show up. And Anunoby got hurt, so LA, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun atmosphere. So we shall see. Loud and Clear says, as a fan, I want the Pacers. We have unfinished business with them. we were dog walking them before the injuries in the series last year. Yes. A part of me wants revenge for sure. And there's still a lot of season left. You could get it, but a part of me does. It's either Detroit or Indiana. Still early, but it's either Detroit or Indiana because Indiana hasn't been playing well. But I'm kind of leaning towards Detroit because of the experience. But each one of those teams poses an issue. So Tony says our starting 5 should not lose to any teams below our seedings, hands down. Yeah. Isaiah says I wouldn't mind Milwaukee. Man, I feel like we can beat them for sure. We match up well against them. And we've owned Milwaukee this year. So it's a good observation. We've handled Milwaukee this year. And we do match up well against them. Detroit, we haven't matched up well against this year. Besides, what was it, the first week where we beat them? We were up by like 40 in Detroit against them. And, it was like the first week of the season where we just annihilated them. And then they come to the Garden and got their revenge. But tough West Coast trip coming up, guys. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate the calls. As always, it's Let's Go Knicks. Tough loss. Knicks lose 114-102. We got the Lakers on Thursday. Look out for the podcast Thursday during the day. About 12:30, me and LV Live are going to hop on the live stream and just talk Knicks. Once again, I now do film sessions. You guys can become a member. Just hit the join button for $4.99 a month. Or if you want to go on the Patreon side, the link is in the description. I do film sessions. That is dropping every single Sunday. I'm going to go through film throughout the week, go through what I've seen, what I like, what I don't like. First episode is out already, ironing the kinks. But I appreciate if you guys would, check that out and support. And just growing over here at the Knicks Station channel. Once again, appreciate the comments, appreciate the calls. I'm out of here. Let's go Knicks. Peace.